Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Christopher Locke. I'm the IBPA Director of Membership and Member Services, and this is the Get to Know Your IBPA Member Benefits webinar series. So we love doing these because they give members and non-members an opportunity to see what all the very really cool member benefits are. Today, we're covering Lulu. I'm happy to introduce our speaker today, Lulu Education and Community Manager, Chelsea Bennett. Hello, Chelsea.
Hello.
All right, well, you're going to take it away. And again, if you all have questions, put them in the Q&A and enjoy Chelsea's wonderful presentation.
Thank you. I appreciate those props ahead of the actual presentation, but I'll take it. I will go ahead and share my screen here. I was saying to Christopher ahead of time that when I have my screen up like this, I will not really be able to see your questions or comments, unfortunately. So Christopher, if there is an emergency, if there's a publishing or Lulu emergency, please don't hesitate to interrupt me, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Outside of that, please put them in the Q&A tab. I am going to get through this as quickly and comfortably as possible so I can save as much time as possible for questions at the end. So hello, everyone. Welcome to your IBPA Member Benefits Lulu edition. So if you are a member of IBPA, you can enjoy a 15% off discount of print products from Lulu. You also get priority onboarding for Lulu Direct. I will talk more about both of those as we move forward. I hope that right now you are seeing a very cool cat with sunglasses on and how to publish, print, and prosper with Lulu. That is the name of the game, and that is what I will be talking about today. But first, I'd like to start with a little bit of information about Lulu in case there are those of you who have joined today who are not familiar. So first, Lulu is a real word. It's not just a leggings company or a fun mouth sound. It's a real word, meaning a remarkable person, object, or idea. We were founded in 2002 by Bob Young of Red Hat fame. So a fun little backstory is that Bob Young co-founded Red Hat, wanted to write a book about that experience, couldn't find any publishers to pick up his story, unfortunately. So he ended up going with a vanity press, spent thousands of dollars, bought thousands of copies of his book. It's called Under the Radar. We have copies of it still in our office. If you would like one, let me know after the show. I would be happy to give you one. All right, our platform is free to use. We have printed over 3 million books and paid out over $117 million in author revenues. I just put in a request to update this slide. These figures are about a year old, to be honest, so these numbers have only grown. Our mission is that we are dedicated to making the world a better place, one book at a time, through sustainable practices, innovative print-on-demand products, and a commitment to excellent service. My last little note about the background and a little bit about Lulu is that we are a B Corp. So if you're not familiar with the B Corp movement, I'm always very excited and proud to mention this in my presentations. But B companies or B Corps are for-profit companies certified by the nonprofit B Lab to meet standards of social and environmental performance, accountability, and transparency. The B Corp movement is growing, and if you are interested in spending your dollars in a more sustainable fashion, look for a B Corp. There's some great companies involved, including Lulu. All right, I am Chelsea Bennett. That is true. This is me and my cat, Batman. He is not here today, unfortunately. He had other engagements. Okay, so what does Lulu do? So we do books. You may or may not have thought that or gleaned that, but I like to start with this slide because I like to kind of get your creative juices flowing. If you haven't published with Lulu, or if you're thinking of publishing your next project and you don't know what form or format that will take, I like to start here to kind of give you an idea of what all you can create with Lulu. So we've got coloring books on here. Big Bellied Merbabes is one of my favorite books that I've ever seen at Lulu. I have used this so many times over the years, but I just love it. It's so fun. We've got children's books. The Little Alphabet Foodie is a beautiful book. Beside that, we've got a magazine. This is Luxie House, a really beautiful high fashion hair, makeup, all of that lifestyle magazine. Beside this, Atchum, maybe how you say that, probably not. This cat looks like a puppet, and I'm not even sure if I believe that it's a real cat. But this is a pet influencer, as we have in the year 2024. And Atchum's owner every year makes a calendar of the cat and his shenanigans throughout the year. They have a wonderful Instagram account. If you find them, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think this is an actual cat or if it's just a puppet, because I'm really on the fence at this point, but a great calendar nonetheless. So we also do calendars. You Must Be This Tall to Exit the Park is based on a @fake_theme_park Instagram account. So another really fun book there. We have cookbooks, Tiny Home Big Flava. West Virginia Wasteland Bestiary is a really fun graphic novel. Beside that, a sketchbook. Beside that, a self-care planner, and then a photo book to round it out. So on this slide, we have comic books, photo books, your typical novel, cookbooks, children's books, magazines, calendars. So we really run the gamut between our formats and content and trim sizes. So I kind of like to say anything that you would like to create, we can usually help you create. And this is just a small percentage of what folks have used our platform for in the past. All right, so Lulu is here to help you publish, print, and prosper. Our platform is free to use. So I mentioned this, but it's free to create an account on Lulu, and it is free to publish on Lulu. You only pay when you want to buy print copies of your books. So I always like to tell folks it can be very low risk, high reward to use Lulu. And with your IBPA member benefits, 15% off your print orders. What do you have to lose? Get in, get one copy, and you can move on and see if I knew what I was talking about and if I was telling the truth. We have free resources on, we have no upload or revision fees. We have free resources on our blog and social media accounts. So you can follow us on all the channels at lulu.com. We just launched a podcast. So if you're an audiophile and that is your thing, then our Publish and Prosper podcast is fantastic. It's where e-commerce, marketing, and publishing all intersect. So definitely check that out. We have over 3,000 possible format, color, and size variations, including novella. We added that last year. And of the binding types we have, we do paperback, coil bound, hardcover, case wrap, and dust jacket, saddle stitch, and calendar wire O bindings. We have a built-in cover tool. So if you, again, are just in that space or the part of the process where you need to order proof copies, or you just have some test files and you want to test out our print quality, you can upload. We have our own built-in cover tool, so you can create your cover on the fly. It's very similar to Canva. So if you're familiar with that design program, you can create some really tremendous things without having to have a design degree. I can attest to that. I've made some things that I have no business making them look that good, but with our tool, it's very easy. So we have that for you. We also have the Hire a Pro page. So if you need author services, editing, formatting, any marketing, anything like that, cover design, our Hire a Pro page, or if you go to lulu.com/partners, we've vetted several organizations and companies that can help you there. We also have an order import tool. So if you are taking pre-orders, if you are running a Kickstarter campaign, you can export those orders or those backers in a CSV file, upload it to Lulu in one file swoop, and then place all those orders at once. So this is so convenient, and it's, again, really great for pre-orders. If you have special rewards for backers, if you're running a Kickstarter campaign, any of those things, or maybe you just took a bunch of orders by hand when you're at an event and you need an easy way to upload them and place those orders at once, our order import tool does that for you. We also have a global print network. So we are based in North Carolina, but we are global. We have printers all around the world. I believe we have 7 or 8 in network. We're always trying to grow that network. Canada, Australia, France, the UK, that's just to name a few. So if you are in one of those maybe hard to reach places, I know Australia and Canada can be difficult. We are there and we've got your back. We also have multiple ways to sell, including the Lulu bookstore, our global distribution, and Lulu Direct that we will talk more about. All right, so that's what we do, but how do we do it? So I mentioned it is free to publish on Lulu. All you have to do is create an account and upload your cover and interior file PDFs to our publishing platform. I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like in a minute. But if you don't have a project ready yet, but you do want to test out our products and maybe some different trim sizes and formats, we have free interior templates for you for notebooks and covers that you can create as well. So you can go to our website. I think if you search templates or go into resources, you'll see guides and templates. We have dot, lined, grid, and blank notebook interiors. So you can download those, create your own cover, and then again, really easy way to test out our product and our platform. Since we are print on demand, there are no minimums or maximums. So you can get in and out with just one copy, see what you think, and then make your decision from there. Everything that we do is print on demand. So regardless if I'm talking about publishing through the lulu.com bookstore, publishing through global distribution, or using Lulu Direct, it is all built on a print on demand model. So you never have to worry about inventory, regardless of what path you choose. I talked a little bit about this, but we have over 3,000 formats to choose from. Hardcover and coil bound are kind of specific or special product sets for us, especially coil bound. So if you are working on a notebook or journal or workbook, coil bound is such a beautiful format for that. And Lulu is one of the only folks that offer that. So it's definitely worth checking out. And then we have global distribution and direct sales. So you can sell your book the way that you want to sell it, whether that be through our own bookstore, global distribution, which puts your book through Amazon, Ingram, and Barnes & Noble, or Lulu Direct. You have a combination of all three, or a combination of all three. And I will note again that if you do choose Lulu Direct and you are an IBPA member, you get priority onboarding with our e-commerce teams. They will help you get set up and get ready to flip on the proverbial open sign to your online e-commerce store. All right, so here's the nitty gritty. Here are the details. I was saying to Christopher before we started talking about remote work, that I wanted to really walk you through and show you the process of uploading your project to Lulu and one of my favorite resources on our website, which is our pricing calculator. So this is sort of like, if you remember having a substitute in school when she would just put a movie on and you kind of watch that, this is this segment of my presentation. However, I will be talking over it. So hopefully it'll make it a little bit more enjoyable or less, depending on how you're gauging this so far. All right, so my first video is of our pricing calculator. So if you go to Lulu's homepage and just go to pricing, hit pricing calculator, this is what it looks like. First, you'll select your product type. You see all of them we have there. Today, I'm just going to go with our print book. Then next, you'll want to put in your book size and your page count. So you have a drop down here to select your trim size. You can put in your page count. And what's really cool about this tool is it's very interactive. As you put in your specs, it'll show you what's available to you. This icon here denotes what is eligible for global distribution, meaning Amazon, Ingram, and Barnes & Noble. So you'll pick what you like and how the book that you want to create. I like cream paper. I'm going to go with paperback. I favor a matte cover. I'm a big fan of that. So you pick and choose exactly what you want your book to look like. And here you will see the book specifications, your print PDF requirements. As I mentioned, your files, your interior file and your cover file, you have to have 2 PDFs to upload your project to Lulu. And then at the end there, you see your per unit cost per book. This is available to you now. If you go to lulu.com/pricing, you can find it. If you just go to lulu.com and go through the second little option on the top nav, you'll see it there as well. And in a couple of days or maybe a week or so, we're updating this to make it even better and give you even more information about your book. But if you scroll down the page, I didn't show this in this video, but if you scroll down the page, you can also get shipping estimates. You can get bulk discounts. You can see if you put your book through the Lulu bookstore, through global distribution, through direct sales, what your cost will be and how much revenue you can make through each of those distribution channels. So again, pricing calculator, one of my favorite tools. It's so robust. And I would just encourage anyone who's on the call today who is not familiar with Lulu, has not played around with what we have to offer, the pricing calculator is a really great way to start. Not only because you get the price of your book, but also you can play around. And if the price is not what you're looking for, you wanted it to be higher, you can play around with that. If you want it to be lower, play around with trim sizes, page count, all of that. And you can also get your templates that will help you create your files to spec for Lulu. Okay, on this next video, we will go through, this is actually going to be exactly how to publish on Lulu. So I'm going to play this a little bit faster than just regular speed because it is a little bit long. But from the home page, you will go into your account or create an account if you haven't already, hit create a project. And this is what we call our publishing wizard. So you can see it kind of mirrors the pricing calculator. So you will go ahead and put in what project you're making. If you want to publish or print your book. So I will pause this for a second. If you want to just print your book and you, again, are kind of in that phase where you're just testing platforms out, you want to see the quality, or you're just buying a proof copy, then you would just select print your book. That will cut down on some of the steps like pricing and payees and copyright. Then you will just upload your project, go through a couple prompts, print, get 1 copy, and then see how you like it. However, for this example, I'm going to go publish your book. You see here that we have different ways for you to sell. If you want to sell on the Lulu bookstore, if you want to sell through Lulu Direct, or if you want to go through global distribution, I've got 2 of those selected, and we'll see how this goes. I know how it goes. It's going to go really well. So here you put in your book details. So your project title. Call of the Wild is the public domain file I'm using for this. But you see that we will prompt you for all the metadata that you need and all the information that you'll need to make your book easy to find in our bookstore. And this will also help you as you enter it into distribution as well. So again, very straightforward. Put in your title. This is where the title of the book goes. So if you have a different project title than your book title, you can differentiate there. We have so many different editions you can choose from. So if you are doing a special edition, revised, school edition, all of those things, we have options for you there. You can have an edition statement if you would like. This section you will put in your contributors. So the author, if you have an illustrator or someone who helps you research the book or any co-authors, that's where you would put them in. Here I am filling out my copyright information. And standard copyright license works for most people. We do have a couple other options for you if you need something different. You can use a free ISBN from Lulu or bring your own. If you do use a free ISBN from Lulu, it's important to note that Lulu will be listed as the publishing imprint. You can see it there. That may or may not matter to you. Once you have your ISBN either entered or you use one of ours, we'll give you these options to download them in different formats. You can see here, I'm just calling out that we'll say Lulu as the imprint. Same process for if you bring your own. We'll create the barcode for you to put on your book. So this is when you will pull up your interior file formatting, or I'm sorry, your interior file PDF. You'll upload it and then your file will validate. You hopefully, if you use your templates, then you'll get this green check and you'll be able to move down. You'll see your book specifications. A lot of times we'll be able to auto-populate, our system will be able to tell what book size you're uploading, but if it's in between two trim sizes, then you'll need to go ahead and pick that. These selections are just letting our printer know the way that you want the book made and what to use for your interior file and all of that. Again, I told you I'm a big fan of the matte covers, so always going for that one. This section will show you, or will allow you to either upload your cover, use our quick template cover, or where that says cover creator powered by Canva, we have replaced that with our own tool that we created in-house. So you'll still have these options to upload your cover that you've created outside of our platform. You can, of course, still use Canva. You can use a designer. The only thing that is really important to keep in mind is uploading it as a PDF. And if you'd like to make your own, then you have that option as well. Once your interior file and your cover file are uploaded, you'll have this preview. So you can see your trim, your fold, the bleed, all of those little guidelines there. You also have the option to turn those off. But once you have everything uploaded, go ahead and flip through it and make sure it looks the way it's supposed to. So this is not in any way, let's see, take the place of a proof copy or substitute for a proof copy. You still want to order that. If you go through global distribution, we will make you get a proof copy. But this is just a good thing to look at to make sure everything's lining up and was uploaded correctly. You can download your print ready files there if you need them. Once you move past that phase, you'll put in the project details and description of your book. This description that I created for The Call of the Wild, Jack London, Mr. London probably did a much better job initially, but this is this is what I came up with. So I am not him. This is his book. I'm doing my best. But you put in your description. This is what's going to be included in your metadata. This will be sent to other distributors if you go through global distribution. Here is your Lulu bookstore category. That's fiction. Your BISAC categories, if you're not familiar with BISAC, we did a video on this. You can find it on our YouTube channel. You can also just do a Google search. But essentially, BISAC categories just help retailers know how to categorize your book. It also is helpful when folks go to bookstores to search for books to find yours. So if this was your book, if I was going to a bookstore to search for a book and I'm looking for a book about Alaska, the wilderness, animals, fiction, adventure, you want to make sure that you have correctly assigned your BISAC categories so that someone searching for that content will find your book. So it's really just another way for you to improve the discoverability of your book, and it's built right into our publishing wizard. So this page is very fun because you can either choose to price your book by a fixed list price or a revenue goal. I like doing revenue goal. For me, it just makes it a little bit easier. But here for revenue goal, for instance, you will say, I want to make $5 per book. Our system will automatically calculate what you need to set the retail price as to make that amount per sale. So you'll see what you can make on the Lulu bookstore. For the Lulu bookstore, our revenue split is 80-20, meaning you get 80% as the creator, Lulu gets 20%. If you go through retail distribution or what we call global distribution, that revenue split is much lower for you because every single person that is getting involved in your distribution is going to take a cut of your revenue. So that's why you see those differences between those numbers. I've got payees for my book. I know Mr. London did the work, but I'm going to get paid for it today. So there you go. You put in your payee amount. I always like to call that out as well, because if you have multiple contributors, you need to divide up your revenue. You can put that in. So one person gets 25%, one person gets 75, 50, 50, however you want to do it. This is the review stage. So all the information that you put in, you have an opportunity to look at it, to make sure it is accurate, to make sure you put in the appropriate revenue goals. You're going to get what you want out of the retail price and out of the price that you've set for it. So you have one more opportunity to review everything before you add your book to cart. But I encourage you to kind of look over this, take a minute to make sure everything is right, especially if you're assigning an ISBN to it. Once that ISBN is assigned and that metadata is locked in, it is a huge pain to go through and update it or change that information, and it can be very difficult. So make it easy on yourself. I always recommend to people, for your metadata specifically, keep all that on a pad or paper around you so that you can have it consistent throughout the process. Once you publish, your book will be in what we call private access. So this means that you are the only one that can view the book and buy it and order copies. This is really just a safeguard so you can have time to order your proof copy and get it and review everything and make sure it's perfect before it's available. And then here I have global distribution. So that process will start once a proof copy is ordered and approved. And then there it's in your cart. So once the book is in your cart, there is a little promo code or coupon code field. That is where you will put in your IBPA member discount for 15% off. All right, so I know that was a lot. I did it at, not double speed, but a little bit faster. But I just wanted to walk you through the process so that after I give you my spiel and give you all the information about Lulu and your member benefits, when you kind of get into the thick of it and really get in there and start playing around with it, you will understand and be a little bit more familiar with it. Okay, so the next thing I'll talk about is distribution with Lulu. So I kind of went over a few of our options, showed you where they are in the wizard, but let's get into the details. So how do you go wide with Lulu? What does it look like when you go wide with Lulu? This just is a sales slide. So this little dog, little car salesman, it just felt like it was on brand and made sense. So I hope that you enjoy that. So you can sell through the Lulu bookstore. As I mentioned, the Lulu bookstore is a great option for you if you don't want to assign an ISBN, if you want the 80-20 revenue split, if you don't want to go through global distribution, and if you don't have your own website yet. So it's very simple. You go through the process I just showed you, and then once you order your proof copy, you can make it available for sale. Anyone searching the Lulu bookstore can find it through general access, or you can put the book in what we call select access, and that means only a handful of people can search it if you give them the URL. So this can be really helpful if you are just trying to share it with maybe beta readers or reviewers, or if you have a class or course that you're offering and you only need a select group of people to find it. Select access is a great option for that. And also we have private access. So if you just wanted to upload the book and order copies for yourself, if this is a personal project, if it's a family project or something like that, where you're only buying copies to give out on your own, then private access is a good way to keep that under wraps so people can't find it unless you want them to. And then we have our option of global distribution. So that will allow you to sell through distributors around the world. So you can connect your book to over 40,000 retailers, libraries, and schools, and sell through retailers like Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Ingram, and more. So I mentioned this earlier, but if you have a book, as you're building your book on Lulu, be sure to keep an eye out for the green globe with the green book beside of it. That denotes formats and specifications that are eligible for global distribution. So not every trim size, not every retailer can make every trim size that we provide. So coil bound is a great example of that. Amazon, Ingram, Barnes & Noble, they can't manufacture coil bound books. So if you really have your heart set on creating a coil bound project, then you'll need to think about how you want to distribute that. And you can sell it through the Lulu bookstore, or you can sell it with Lulu Direct and sell it on your own website. So that's just something to keep in mind as you are building your book. If you want to go through global distribution, make sure that you're seeing that icon along the way. Last but not least, you can sell on your own site. So This is one of my favorite features or aspects of Lulu. I think it just gives a tremendous amount of control and insights to the author or the publisher if they are able to take advantage of Lulu Direct and sell, or direct sales in general, and sell your book through your own website. This is a really awesome and tremendous way for you to get insights and analytics and connect with your readers. So when you sell directly through your own website, you keep control of your own sales and business strategies, keep your customers on your own website, which is hugely important, and you keep 100% of the revenue from every book sale. So I mentioned that when you sell through Lulu, it's an 80-20 revenue split. If you sell through your own website, you keep 100% of the revenue. So that can be a really great sell for some people. Some people really value the budget aspect and the revenue per sale. That can be very exciting. If that's not as interesting to you, the data and analytics are very valuable to some people. But regardless, the implications of selling direct can open up a lot of possibilities for you, revenue being one of them. So at Lulu, if you want to explore direct sales with Lulu, and again, with your IBPA member benefits, you get priority onboarding so you can connect with our e-commerce support team. They will talk to you about your project, how you want to sell, what tools you have available to you, if you have an author website, and which one of our pathways will be most advantageous and work the best with what you already have. So if you sell direct with Lulu, you sell your book through your own website, as I mentioned. You keep 100% of your revenue. You can collect customer data. So what I mean by that is that you can see who is buying your book. So if you are selling through a third party, if you're selling through Amazon, if you're selling through Barnes & Noble, if you're selling through the Lulu.com bookstore, you can see that a sale has been made, which is very exciting, but you can't see who bought your book. So you're leaving so many opportunities on the table because you can't remarket to that person. You can't reach out to that person. You can't include them in your email newsletter or your email marketing. So being able to collect that customer data can really help you market smarter, grow your brand and your audience. As I mentioned, regardless of how you choose to use Lulu, the print and fulfillment is always automated, and that's the same for direct sales. So you can sell books through your website. Orders come through your website, they're sent to Lulu to print and fulfill, and you never have to worry about packing parties, making sure you have inventory or guesstimating how many books you're going to sell each month. Once the orders come through, we automate and ship them out. You can also take advantage of white label drop shipping with Lulu Direct. So what this means is that when orders come through your website, your branding is on the packing slip, not ours. So it can look like you have your own publishing imprint established, even if you haven't done that already. So your branding is front and center. We have a global print network, as I said, so we should be able to get your books across the street or across the world. You can get paid faster. So another great aspect of direct sales is that you can get payout from your sales within 24 to 48 hours. So instead of waiting 30, 60, 90 days for a payout, you can get paid, not instantly, but within 24 to 48 hours, which can really help with cash flow for your business. You can reinvest in your next project, in ads that you want to run on social media, in sponsorships that you want to do, in special edition books. All of these things are available to you when you have that faster cash flow, and you can kind of understand your budget from moment to moment instead of month to month. Right now, we integrate with Shopify, WooCommerce for WordPress, and we also have a print API. However, sign up for our newsletter because e-commerce is something we're very interested in. We are always exploring and expanding this part of our business, and we are excited to announce new integrations that will be coming in the coming weeks. So definitely sign up for our newsletter if you are interested in this. If maybe you're not seeing the platform you would like, then we may be announcing that sooner than later. All right, so this part of the presentation is where I share with you what Lulu Direct looks like, how folks use it and integrate it into their websites, so you can have an understanding of what this actually looks like in the wild. I know that this slide is dated. I know that this reference, it was really popping off in 2020 when I started using it, but this is Tiger King, if you don't remember or unfamiliar. I don't support what he does with animals, but I do like that shirt. Okay, so first up, this is Scribe Forge. So they do world building. They help fantasy authors and novelists create the worlds that they are writing their books in. They are using Lulu Direct. I like using this example and a couple others that I have because they do such a good job of really getting you into their world immediately when you hit the landing page. So when you have your own website, you can do this. You can curate the experience you want your readers to have from the moment your page loads. And this image, I love this. I mean, I'm not a fantasy writer. I don't write novels, but I sure want to. When I land on this page, I'm like, I don't know what that guy's staring at, but I want to be part of that story. I want to build that. So I think they do a great job. When you're selling on your own website, you have the opportunity to curate the customer journey right out of the gate and really bring people into your world and have a very customized experience that you can't get through a third party. So this is just a great example of really utilizing that space and that real estate and carving out your own corner of the internet and using it to your advantage. You can see their book here. So they have, and again, when you're creating the customer journey, this is on their homepage just below that image that I shared. So you're hitting there, immediately they're serving up their latest books, the projects that they want you to see, and pulling you into their world and hopefully getting you through the sales funnel. So this is a beautiful coil-bound book and a great workbook that they've created. They also do several different cover versions of the same book. So they have some for fantasy, sci-fi, romance, thrillers, all of that. They have different themes for each of the different genres that their readers or their customers may be coming from. So if you are creating a supplemental journal or some sort of companion workbook, playing around with covers can be a really fun way to customize your experience and give your readers something a little bit more elevated than what they might be able to find at a mass market. All right, next up is Phoebe Garnsworthy. So I really like to share Phoebe's work whenever I am using or showing examples, because again, she does such a great job of immediately you hit her homepage and you're there, you're in her world. She talks a lot about meditation, affirmations, and things like that. So tell me this image does not make you want to meditate or just take a second and be quiet and breathe and just be grateful. So she does such a good job. I also wanted to call out her email capture. So not only does having your own author website give you your own space, your own place to connect with your audience, I don't think I need to tell anyone about the perils of social media and the algorithms and how quickly they can change. So having your own owned versus rented land, which you may have heard people talk about, that just means essentially having your own space. And if Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg decide to change the algorithms or how they sell things overnight, you still have your home base. You still have your own website where your readers can come and connect with you and support you directly. So Phoebe's doing a wonderful job with this. She, again, just has her branding and theming so on point here. She has the email capture, so she's inviting you to share her email so she can continue email marketing and keeping you in the loop. She is also providing a free meditation for an email address. So I know this presentation isn't about email marketing or direct sales specifically. However, if you are asking for an email address, if one of your goals maybe for your author business or your publishing business is to grow your email list or improve email marketing, remember that nothing is for free. So hopefully you can offer something, maybe a free download, a free checklist, a free ebook, a free chapter, if people are willing to give you their email address. And email marketing is one of the best and most successful marketing avenues that is available to you. It outperforms social media marketing 100-fold. Like every year it's better. So think about that as you're building out your website and just thinking about marketing this year. So if you scroll down Phoebe's page, here are her books. So this reminds me of when you sell on Amazon or when you buy something on Amazon, or most stores will do this now, but you buy something and then they say, other customers bought this too, or you may be interested in this. You can do that on your own website. And I think Phoebe does such a great job because she has the book that she wants you to pay attention to. She has the book she wants you to buy. But also, conveniently, she's marketing all of her other books as well. So she's kind of betting that if you're on this website, if you like one of her books, there may be another one that you want to purchase too. So you can do that on your own website. You can be your own other readers purchased, or you may be interested in, and serve up your own books. So instead of being worried about selling your book through a third-party marketplace and having someone else's book that may be cheaper, may have more reviews, or may have, whatever, you can serve up your own books and hopefully, be able to upsell or interest your reader in those that way. All right, next up we have Kelly Oliver. So she is a philosophy professor and a mystery novelist. And I like this: loyal servant to 3 cats, Mischief, Mayhem, and Flan. I don't know, Flan must be the best behaved one, I guess, or the fattest one, I'm not sure. Not fat, maybe big boned. Anyway, so here she has all of her mystery series here, has them all listed out, has her reviews on there. So again, showing exactly what she wants you or wants to draw your attention to right off the bat. So I really like how she used this space, has all of her social icons, has a join my newsletter there as well. And then what I really like about what she is doing, and what I encourage all of you to do or think about if this makes sense for you, is you see under this novel Wolf, she has several different ways to buy. So she's on IndieBound, she's on Amazon, Audible, Barnes and Noble, but also she's on Shopify selling through her own Shopify store. And she's saying, get a discount by buying on Shopify. So I think for most people, especially if you're creating a direct connection with your readers, if you've gotten them to your website, most people want to support you as the author. They're not as interested in supporting Amazon. I mean, I know that we're all addicted to Prime shipping and overnight deliveries and all that. That's great. It's a modern marvel. I agree. But we're making art here. Writing books, it's a labor of love. It's an art and it's intense. And I think most of your readers are usually willing to wait a couple extra days to get the book if they know that they're putting more money in your pocket and helping you create that next book, helping fund you into writing more, into being able to do more things and offer more content to them. So what she did here is really great. She has all of the heavy hitters on there, all the usual suspects. But if you buy from her, you get a discount. So not only are you supporting her directly, but you can also get a better price most of the time, or usually in some of these circumstances. So love that example. Just a couple more before I open it up for questions. So this one is Honeycomb Collective. They are using our print API. I included this because I wanted to share something really interesting that they are doing. So if you are creating a book that is specific to the end user, we've seen this done with folks who are creating nutrition plans where you have kind of an intake form or the reader will fill out information about themselves. Then they get a bespoke copy of your content that is formatted exactly for them. So Perfect Body DNA is one company that uses us. And again, they have an intake where if you're interested in really customizing your nutrition for your lifestyle, you answer a few questions and then they create a custom plan for you. Likewise, Honeycomb Collective is doing the same thing, but their content is personal astrological almanacs. So what you do is you go to their website, you fill out some information about the time you were born, the date that you were born, some other things pertaining to that information. And then their algorithms and their system builds out your charts that you'll need for the year, when all the different planets are in your spaces. I don't have a good lexicon of astrological words, so I apologize. But this is a very cool product that they're making, and every single one is different. So if you do have a project that you're working on or a product that you want to include maybe your reader's name or something about them, or you have something that's a little bit more curated and needs to be more bespoke for the reader, our API is really great because it has all the functionality of Lulu Direct and our e-commerce solutions, but you have a little bit more flexibility with building out how you want information to be consumed and the end product. So it can be different every time. So I always like to include this example in case that's something that would be of interest to you. All right, so some free sources to end it. Your IBPA member benefits. So again, 15% off print products through Lulu when you enter in that IBPA discount code. You also get priority onboarding for Lulu Direct or our print API. If you'd like to explore that, you can go to lulu.com/sell on your site. And then you will be able to reach out to our e-commerce experts and see all of our e-commerce solutions and get more information about that. If you'd like to learn more about Lulu, lulu.com is the website. It has all the information I shared with you today. You can create a free account and start playing around with all the elements and aspects and products that we have available to you. If you enjoyed this presentation, then we have a series called Lulu University on our YouTube channel. It's just different tutorials and videos and in-depth dives about different aspects of Lulu and the things that we do. I would recommend new to self-publishing, meet Lulu. This will be very similar to the information I shared today, but maybe a good primer or refresher if you need it. If, again, you're interested in direct-to-consumer book selling, direct sales, just want more information on that, you can check out our blog. And don't forget to follow us at lulu.com. We're on all the channels. We're in all the spaces. So if you are on social media, if you enjoy it, then interact with us there. We would appreciate that. And then last but not least, I am Chelsea Bennett. Here is my email address. It's cbennett@lulu.com. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions after this presentation that I am not able to get to. I'm usually pretty good at finding the answer if I don't have it myself, so don't hesitate to reach out. And I think now I will stop sharing my screen and I will open it up for questions if you have any.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was some excellent information. And I appreciate you for going through all the details. We do have some really great questions. Most of them are just kind of clarifications. So let's get that ball rolling. Some people were saying if they've already uploaded their book onto, let's say, like Ingram Spark, can they also upload it onto Lulu at the same time? Does that like confuse the market?
It can potentially. I mean, the biggest thing to think about is the ISBN. So if you published a book with Ingram Spark and you have it under a certain ISBN, you won't be able to publish it using the same ISBN on Lulu. You would need to get another one. I would advise against publishing two of the exact same books on two different platforms because it can confuse your readers. If people are searching for your book and they're seeing the same title come up on Lulu and then maybe on Ingram Spark, they are kind of not sure why. Why is it listed? But what's the difference? So I always recommend to people, you publish on multiple platforms, publish wherever works for you. It doesn't have to be an either or situation. But if you have your project on Ingram Spark, I would recommend maybe do a paperback version on Lulu. Maybe you change the cover, maybe do a hardcover edition. So you can absolutely do that. I would just make it clear what the differentiation is. And then the other thing to consider is if you publish it under an ISBN, you cannot carry that ISBN over to Lulu unless you own it. If you are publishing with Ingram and maybe are using an ISBN that they have, then you can't carry that over. Same with Lulu. If you take one of our free ISBNs, you cannot take it to another platform.
Yeah. So on that note, IBPA does recommend that publishers buy their own ISBNs. You want to be on record as the publisher. And so if you get a free ISBN from some of these sites, then you're not like necessarily listed as whatever. Let's say like my publishing company is Fathoming Press. I want everyone at bookstore to see that. So you better to get and I'm going to put in the chat for y'all to. We have a discount for Bowker. That's where you buy your ISBNs. So I'll put that in the chat in just a bit. Some other questions people were asking is you have Lulu Direct. They were wondering, do you support coupon codes?
We do. So on lulu.com, we do. And if you go through lulu.com, then once you add a book to cart, you'll see where you can put in that coupon code. So I will say you can use it however you want. If you're an IBPA member benefit, you can use that coupon code for author copies if you want to print your own work. If you'd like to browse our bookstore and use it, you can do that as well. If you are selling through Lulu Direct, so you're selling through Shopify or WooCommerce for WordPress or a print API, the discounts are completely up to you. So you can use those for your users and for your readers, and they will be able to take advantage of that on your own store. But for Lulu coupons, you can only use those on lulu.com and in the lulu.com bookstore.
And I did want to get clarification for people. So, there's print book distribution, and then there's ebook distribution, and then audiobook distribution. Mm-hmm. So can you clarify what does Lulu do of those different types of distribution for the formats of the books?
Yes, so we do print book distribution and also ebook distribution. So we do Kobo, iBooks, I apologize. We have it all on our website. So if you just go to lulu.com and sell, and you'll see our retail distribution and all of our ebook options. We are exploring audiobooks and hope to add that as well. We don't do that right now, but we are looking into that very heavily. So right now it's ebook distribution. For print book distribution, you don't have to pay anything to go into global distribution. As long as your book is distribution eligible, you'll be sent through Amazon, Ingram, and Barnes & Noble. And if you want to do ebook distribution, I believe there's a one-time fee of $4.99, and then your book goes through distribution that way. But of course, you could also sell your ebooks through the Lulu bookstore, and there's no distribution fees there.
And people wanted to get some more clarification on the global distribution option. They were saying, so when Lulu does the print on demand, it's every single time. So let's say like Amazon, Barnes & Noble, somebody buys it through something like that. They buy that copy, and then that's the copy they get. You all print it right then.
So yeah, the way that it'll work is when books are sold through lulu.com or through Lulu Direct or our API, we are printing and manufacturing the book. If it's sold through Amazon or Ingram or Barnes & Noble in global distribution, they will be printing that book. And that's why not all trim sizes are distribution eligible. So for instance, again, Amazon doesn't manufacture coil-bound books. So you can't put a coil-bound book through global distribution with Amazon because they can't manufacture that. So if you are selling a book through one of our retail distribution channels, that retailer will be manufacturing the book. But yes, the order will be sent through immediately. And then depending on the retailer, you'll see how fast it'll take or how long it'll take for that book to be produced and shipped.
And with the global distribution cost, someone was saying, so I'm assuming then wherever it's sold, I mean, are there going to be different pricings for different like places that it's sold, I guess, like fees and
Yes.
things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. And you as the author will set the retail price ultimately, but in our pricing calculator, that's a really great place to start because once you assign an ISBN, then the retail costs have to be included in that to cover the retail costs. So you can see a breakdown of that in our pricing calculator. You can see what it would look like if you don't want to use an ISBN. There are some projects where that'll be fine. You can sell through the lulu.com bookstore without an ISBN. You can also sell through your own website without one. However, if you do want to go through retail distribution, of course, you do have to have an ISBN. And when you put in your book specifications in our book pricing calculator, you can see each of the retail channels we have available, what your cut is going to be, what they're going to take out. And we have a breakdown for print costs, distribution fees, what Lulu will get from that, and then what you will ultimately end up with when you go through retail distribution. So if you want to use the book pricing calculator, that's a great place to start. However, you also saw in the publishing wizard, we show you again that breakdown when you do your pricing and payees.
So someone was mentioning that their website's on Wix and they're trying to figure out how to integrate the shop directly with Lulu. Is that possible, or do they have to like have WordPress? How does that work?
Yes, so if you are using Wix currently, I would strongly suggest that you reach out to our e-commerce team. I would also strongly suggest that you sign up for our email newsletter because we may have some very relevant and exciting information coming out very soon that will help you.
You heard it here first. So you said to reach out to your team. Do you have that? How do they reach out to your team?
Yeah, so if you go to, I will hop over. If you go to lulu.com slash, it's a very long URL, so I will just copy and paste it. But if you go on our website, in our top nav, we have sell. You'll see sell on your site. And if you go to that page and scroll down, we have a form that you can fill out that will put you in touch with our team. I just dropped it there. And of course, if you are IBPA member benefit, if you want to mention it through that form, we also have a link on the IBPA member benefits page that'll get you straight there as well. But that's a great place to start. It'll give you more information and just put you in touch with our team who are very, very knowledgeable and incredibly helpful in the setup process.
Awesome. And by the way, some people are wondering your email address again.
Oh yeah,
You can just
I
put
would
that in
drop
the
that
chat.
in.
That'll probably be the easiest place for people
Yeah.
to find it. Someone was mentioning, they were asking in terms of files to upload. They were wondering, like, is it a PDF or like what, or InDesign file? What are they uploading to y'all's site?
Yeah, so you can use any design program that you choose that you feel comfortable with. The only thing that is required is that you can export it as a PDF. Since we updated our website a couple years ago and we made it so that we only accept PDFs in the publishing wizard, this is because PDFs are the best for things not moving around or shifting during the upload process. If you upload a PDF, you can be pretty certain that it's going to print the way the PDF looks. Of course, we have other checks in our process as I showed y'all. So going through the preview of what the cover file looks like in the interior, those are great ways to just make sure everything is aligned. And then of course, that proof copy is so important. But when you're ready to publish on Lulu, you're going to want 2 PDF files, one for your interior file and one for your cover file, and you will upload those, and that is what we will use to create your book.
Awesome. Okay, so people are wondering, clarify the process the author goes through to enter their bank account information to the Lulu platform in order to get the customer payment deposited into their author bank account. I guess there's a page we set all that up.
Yeah, so when you are setting up your book, you'll have your pricing and payees. You can put in your information there. You can also, so if you're selling through the lulu.com bookstore, you can get paid via check, and that'll be quarterly as long as you get hit a $20 threshold in revenue, or you can get paid via PayPal monthly as long as you hit I think it's $5 in revenue. It's much less for PayPal. So you can get paid monthly or quarterly. However, if you're selling through your own website, Shopify, WooCommerce, Wix, they have their own payment gateways set up. So you put your information through there. And that's when I was talking about getting paid in 24 or 48 hours. So if you are selling directly, essentially you set up your store, you download or connect, download the app for Shopify, connect to your WooCommerce store for WooCommerce and WordPress. And once an order comes through, your card on file will be charged the print cost at the same time that your reader is paying you. So you're getting paid immediately as you pay the print cost. You're also getting the retail revenue from that sale. Once you're doing that through Shopify and their payout systems, you can access that those funds within 24 to 48 hours. On the Lulu side, you'll have that pricing and payee step. That's where I'll put in your information, and you can choose to get paid quarterly or monthly via our payment options.
And people on that note, they're wondering for the site on Lulu, do customers have access to like seeing the author's personal home address? Like,
oh, no.
yeah, okay.
Not at all. Not unless you want them to, and you could put it in your book description, but none of that information is available to readers. No.
But if y'all want to put in the chat your bank account and PIN number, I just throwing it out there. I'm happy to take a look at
Just so we can verify, just to check quality control.
So as a question, the people are wondering, so this is about printing. If customers bought a book in Canada and England, for example, for the print on demand, will the books be printed in those countries, or will they then be like printed here or something and shipped to those countries?
Great question. So I mentioned a couple of times, we do have a global print network. So when your book is ordered, that order is going to route to the printer closest to the shipping destination. So that helps us negate shipping costs and get the books there faster. So it'll route to whatever print facility is closest to the destination.
Okay. And then someone mentioned that, like, for example, they were trying to upload their file to Lulu, but then they got like error messages and they weren't sure what the problem was. In a situation like that, what do they do? Just email y'all and say it's not working, or does your site tell them specifically what's wrong?
Yeah, so if you are getting an error message, I apologize. I know that's frustrating. We do have a Lulu U video of just common error messages and how to get around those. That may be helpful to you. However, if you just go to Lulu and then look at our support tab, if you scroll to the bottom of any of our web pages, you'll see a support link. You can click there and just submit a form to email and contact our support team. I think that last time I checked, our response rates are 24 to 48 hours, so they will get back to you very quickly. I have put my email address in the chat. So if you are in a position where you haven't heard back, you need some extra help, your answers that you're getting for whatever reason is not getting you to the place you need to, please follow up with me, and I'm happy to look into that, get a ticket started for you, and connect you with our support team. They're great folks.
And you're welcome to put your cell phone number, and then everyone just can call you directly. Probably
Oh, I'm in the mountains, so my phone doesn't.
You don't get good reception, right? Okay.
Right.
Very clever. So people are wondering about they're saying, do you do things like deck of cards, like kind of like unusual things like that?
We don't, and just thank you to Lisa for dropping my email in there as well. But we don't do that right now. We just do print books and ebooks as well. As I said, we're looking into audiobooks, but right now, hardcover, paperback, foil bound, calendars, magazines, comic books. These are the product sets that we're offering. However, we're interested in what you're interested in. So if this is something that you want to see, if it's important to you, squeaky wheel gets the grease. So let me know, and I'm happy to move that up the chain and see what we can do.
Some people also are wondering about, and I know you mentioned you have new things. I know you're probably not going to mention any of them here, other than like little hints. But someone's saying, like, just to throw it out there, like things like bundles for Shopify, they say helps raise your average order value and all that stuff. So they're just keeping it out there that those are helpful things for them.
Yes, thank you.
And you mentioned that something like Shopify is easy to connect to their site, right? Like if they did it through y'all.
Yes. So I would say Shopify is definitely the more out of the box, easy integration, if you will, or platform to use. They have some beautiful themes. And we kind of just like to say, if you just want to get up and started really quickly, Shopify is a good option for you. I think they have free trials, usually running promos, things like that. So, and then you just download the Lulu app, which is free. You upload your book, and then you can make it available for sale after you order your proof copy, is the caveat there. For WooCommerce or WordPress is so customizable. So if you have something that if you have a vision for your website, if it needs to be really customized, if you just want to have that capability and scalability, WooCommerce is a great option for you there. I know that Shopify has 24-hour support. I think WooCommerce, you can find that as well. It's hard for me to say if it's easy because I don't know your technical background and how much time you want to invest in it. It's definitely doable. We have a ton of guides available online, videos that we've created to help you get through the process. But as I've said, our e-commerce team is so great and so well versed in how to set everything up and troubleshoot for you. So if you go down that route and you need some help, please don't hesitate to reach out. We are more than happy to help.
Thank you. And then someone's wondering, on your website, do you have a page that has sample Lulu websites that people have created like through y'all so they can kind of get examples? Is there like a link?
Well, we don't, but that's a good idea. I mean, some of the examples I gave today are exactly that. So I would say it's not that they're creating the websites through us, but they are using our app and our integration to fulfill their books, to print and publish and sell their books. So so Shopify or WordPress would be the platforms that your website is built on. Those are the folks that you're going to be building the website through. Obviously, there are a plethora of others. But Lulu Direct is what you would connect to your website to sell your books, to automate the print and fulfillment and sell your books directly. So I just want to make that distinction there. But we do have, if you go to that link I dropped in, sell on your site, then you will see some folks who've given us testimonials, and you can go to their websites and see how that looks. If you can replay this presentation, then all of the examples I gave are real Lulu users in the wild. So feel free to go through that process and see what you think, and would that make sense for you? Is that something you're looking for? And get some inspiration that way.
I do want to end on this then. So there are a lot of options out there, and I think just for people's help, they're wondering then, let's say they upload their book directly through Kindle Direct Publishing, or they go through Ingram Spark. Are you able just to kind of explain like what Lulu does different that might be helpful for them to understand why they would want to go through Lulu?
Of course. So I always like to say, again, it doesn't have to be either or. We're in a beautiful time that you can pick and choose whatever works for you and your book and your project, and that can be different from book to book. However, I will say if you are budget conscious or quality conscious, our quality is amazing. We secret shop our printers all the time to maintain, I think it's 0.05 or lower print defect from all of our printers if they want to stay in our network. We also don't charge for opening an account, for revisions, for title uploads. That's all free. You can upload all of your projects, not have to pay anything until you want to buy print copies of your book. Everything we do is print on demand, so there are no minimums or maximums. We're a B Corp. I always love to remind people of that. But also the ability to sell your books directly through your own website, even if you're using other platforms, that is such a valuable way for you to learn more about your audience, make direct connections with your audience, and earn more revenue per sale to grow your brand and your bank account. So if nothing else sticks with you today but direct sales, Lulu is an amazing piece of the puzzle for you to add to what you have going on so that you can have that direct line of communication to your audience and your readership, and then just see what unfolds. I mean, subscription models or finding your super fans or just knowing who's out there, how they found your book, why they like it, all those different things. So those are the things that set us apart. I would definitely say the direct sales is something that we have been talking about since 2018. It's exciting to see it really taking off now, and that's something that we will continue to invest in and just put more control in the hands of our authors.
Thank you. It's funny. I realize that's like an interview type question. Why should we hire you?
No, hey, I came to expect it. I think you told me in the beginning it was coming, so you kept your promise.
I try to help you. I try to warn you. Yeah. And by the way, you got the job. So there you go.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Chelsea. This was very helpful. We're grateful to you all. This is a new benefit. So we're grateful that our members have access to this because you all do have so many options for printing that are unique to what you all do in terms of just different things that people can pick. So thank you. Our members appreciate it. And thank you to everyone for watching. We appreciate it. And hopefully you'll take advantage of this benefit. And I hope you have a fantastic day.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.